Hello once again to our viewers and listeners at home. Yeah, my name is Vui, and welcome to the Woke Vlog. First of all, I just want to apologize. Yo, saying umuntu ochona exolisile. I just want to apologize to you guys for not putting out that much content. I was really preoccupied with the podcast. Group Therapy, the podcast. If you haven't listened to it, what are you doing with your life? Go and listen to it. We're done with season one, preparing for season two now. So now that that's out of the way, I've had a bit more time to focus on my energies on other projects such as the vlog. Another reason is because I haven't been feeling too well. I'm sure some of you can hear it in my voice that this guy is sick. You know what I mean? So right now I'm actually doing a bit of that whole social distancing thing. 14 days away from people, and that is how I came across the topic for today. When you are unplugged from people, when you take a step back and, you sort of like focus on yourself, like, you know, responsibility forces you not to be in contact with people. You've got nothing but time, you really have nothing but time. And what you do with that time is that you think, and one of, sorry, please just forgive my constant clearing of my throat. One of the topics that I thought of, during this whole quarantine phase was toxic masculinity. I think it's in as much as there's the pandemic of COVID, and there's the pandemic of racism. I think there's also a pandemic. It's not really as pronounced as the other ones, but there's also a pandemic of toxic masculinity. It's a culture that's prevalent in society, especially patriarchal African societies. And basically what it entails. I don't really go into details on trying to unpack what toxic masculinity is, but it's one of those norms that are perpetuated whereby, as guys, we're told that we can't say certain things, we can't do certain things. Basically, as a guy, you can't be emotional, you can't express yourself in a certain way because by so doing, you're sort of like emasculating. Is it emasculating or demasculated? Demasculating, I don't know. One of them. You're doing that to yourself. Uyazehlisa njengendoda. And I feel like that culture, in as much as in the larger scheme of things, I'm sure there's good intentions. Yeah, we're trying to teach men to be strong, to be responsible, because I'm assuming that ideally, as a man, our society is saying that don't focus on your problems, focus on the problems of other people, such as your family, and so on. Like, just whatever you're going through, just chill on that. No one really cares about that. And as much as that's got good intentions, I feel like this thing has become a cancer. I'm not sure if it's just me. In my life and what I'm exposed to, one thing I've noticed is that there's a lot of men committing suicide lately. you know and I'm not sure, maybe it's an anomaly in my own life, maybe where you come from, wherever you're listening to this from. All the men are happy, all is, it's a nice time, but I feel like in my little corner of the world, um you know there's been a very strange rise in suicide cases regarding men. And I feel like the reason why that is because men are not really given not really a platform, but an environment where they can express themselves. Men go through a lot. Men are, I suppose, naturally providers in society, and making such provisions is not the easiest of things to do. Men go through a lot, and we end up, I don't know, we end up like shoving aside our issues because we feel like they are not important, or no one cares about them, until one day it just becomes a bit too much to bear. And you're like, you know what, fuck this life thing, let me just what, kill myself, that kind of thing. So I feel, I don't know what you think, as a woman or as a man listening to this vlog. I feel like I'm actually about to come to the end of it. I just wanted to just say, guys, by the way, there's this thing called toxic masculinity. Let us stop doing it. That is all I wanted to say. But I don't know what you think of it, but I feel like, from my point of view, toxic masculinity has had so many negative effects that at some point it might end up wiping out the entire male gender, because everyone's just going to be killing themselves, committing suicide, such that there will be no men left in the world. I know. I know. Look, I'm talking in hyperbole, but I feel like wherever we are, you know, as gentlemen, even as women, I think if you feel like in your circle there's a male that you really care about, and you may suspect that he doesn't really talk about his problems, and everyone's got problems, by the way. Every single person in the world has got problems. If you feel like he's not really given an environment where he can express those things and get them off his chest, or deal with them, be that person for them, check on them. I think that's when you see that a person really cares about you. Don't be that chick that just wants, KFC or going to the movies, or, weaves and stuff. But check on your guy friends. Men are really going through the most out there. It's tough out here for a pimp. you know yeah, in the words of a few cartoon characters that I grew up watching on Boondocks. It's tough out here for a pimp. you know so be that person, be a person's safe space. That's to the women. To the gentlemen that are listening to this, you know I feel like once you as a person, you know offer yourself in your time to another gent, say, bro, I don't know what's going on in your life, whether it's relationships, whether it's finances, whether it's work, whether it's family or school, whatever it is. Anytime that you want to talk about it, I'm here to listen. I'm here to listen to you, whatever you're going through. I feel like once you become that person, you create like a little network that even you can also rely on one day. When you are also going through something, and the world just feels like it's getting too much for you, you can also go to that same person that you were there for, Hudala, and say, yo, bro, I'm going through some stuff right now. I know right now it feels like I can't handle it, but I'm sure this too shall pass. But as part of my coping mechanism, I'd love to talk about it. Can you be my sounding board? That kind of thing. Trust me, that doesn't emasculate you. That doesn't make you a woman, or that doesn't make you gay. I think we have reached that point in human history where we need to start denormalizing some of these very toxic traits that are perpetuated in our society, and normalize, progressive, lines of thought, like being there for each other, community, ubuntu. I think you need to reach a point where we stop talking and singing about ubuntu and we start living it. And I feel like that is one of the ways that we can do it. Thank you so much for listening, or tuning in. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Be sure, as always, to like, subscribe, and also share. I feel like this is one of those conversations that we all need to have. So share it with people in your circle as well that you feel like may benefit from this information. As always, if you've got any opinions, whether they support or oppose the ones of my own, be sure, let's have a dialogue in the comment section. Otherwise, that's all for me today, folks. I'll see you whenever I see you.